This video is sponsored by Grim Hollow. Their Grimoire, whose Kickstarter launched today. Grim Hollow does a great job of adding contents to Dungeons & Dragons, where instead of building on existing rules, they add their own variants. With this massive pile of grimdark monsters, which is over 400 by the way, they're also adding suggested loot to every monster entry, including monster parts that you can harvest and what they're used for, and a detailed guide on how to create a dark fantasy encounter. Look at this tree guy, or this guy who's just a normal person that needs some help, but it looks like he's getting it. Look at this Wendigo beast. This illustration, just like a lot of the other ones in the book, I find very enchanting. The Grim Hollow Grimoire and everything it comes with is now available on Kickstarter, with some really cool stretch goals, and it's a fitting end to the trilogy of the Grim Hollow core releases, which are all really great. Enjoy the video! Welcome to a video that explores monsters made of nature who pose the question, what if dirt, a fart, a gulp of water, and a lump of plasma had souls? And what if they all wanted to kill you? Nah, in D&D, everything that wants to kill you is actually just your dungeon master, and sometimes your other friends. I do find it very funny that the book leads into elementals by calling them little more than animated energy. Like, no shit. Everything is animated energy. Welcome to Elementals. By the way, did you know that when you look at the sky, your eyes see the color blue? Diving a bit deeper into the actual idea, are you guys familiar with animism? It's a belief that can conflict with scientism and other religions because it states that everything is alive in a sense. Have you ever talked to your car keys or your wallet or like the table that you stubbed your toe on? Congratulations, you can grasp the concept. Here's a gold star, you're not crazy. But I am. So the elemental planes in Dungeons & Dragons surround the material plane, the one that we live in, and we're like a big sad party of all four elements exploding together. But the further out you go, you find that nobody's really blowing up or moving at all. They're all just kinda vibing. These are the elemental spirits, and they essentially live in absolute peace. So wizards and magic pull them into our world to fight like Pokemon getting ripped out of a Pokeball. Imagine you're in bed, having the best dream in the world, and then an old dude with a beard rips you out of bed, puts a sword in your hand, and says that your house is being invaded because you're awake right now. So naturally, elementals are all very pissed off that they are animated. They want to clock out as soon as possible. But these wizards also like to give the spirits uniforms, or forms, you know, ranging from the McDonald's employee unseen servant to the juggernaut bomb-diffusing iron golem. Yes, constructs are 90% elementals with very big hats on. So let's look at different types of angry, walking nothings that just want to go to sleep. First off, humans. Second, basic elementals. It does kind of put a fly in my soup and poke my peaches to read their resistances, and the fact that they're only immune to weird stuff like poison? Whatever. Earth elementals. They're big, they're made of dirt, and they are the rocks that fall when everyone dies. Water elementals. Have you ever been in a riptide? No? Good, you don't want to. You also don't want to fight a water elemental. Fire elementals. It's just angry plasma, which is actually the most active type of element, and that's really scary. And air elementals. They can, spin. You know, like air does. That's it, what else did you expect? You saw the Titans in Hercules. There are also dust devils, which are just dirty air elementals that only exist in a blue dragon's lair. Whatever. But, like, it's a thing that's made of air. You know, with the resistances, if you can kill it with a fish hook, you designed it wrong. Same for killing water with a sword. Did you know that a guy actually did that in history? He brought a bunch of guys out and they stabbed the ocean, and I think, like, 2 of them died or something. Then we have myrmidons, which are just elementals with pants that make them stronger. And then there are gargoyles, which aren't constructs because... invisible stalkers, whose faultless tracker ability makes them the scariest thing I've ever read. It just knows where you are when it's summoned. What the fuck kind of magic is that? I think that's more powerful than, like, all divination magic, right? We also have a bunch of natives to the elemental planes. I guess not all of the elementals are summoned, as the closer you get to the material plane, the more stuff moves on its own. Things like genies, who have their own video, fire snakes, which are just nothing, don't use them, they're trash, they're literal dog water. The Azer, which are just dwarves, but they bought a skin pack, and flail snails, which, dude, okay, I have no fucking clue whatsoever. I don't know who made that call. We have water weirds, which are tutelary elementals like living ponds. Zorns, which are gemstone-eating cannibals. Galebdur, which speak for the boulders. They're actually really cool. I like these guys. They just kind of sit around and, you know, wake nice boulders up to fight you. Holy shit, there are a lot of elementals. I wish I could just rap them out like Joe Cat, but I'm not that good and I procrastinated. And before we go Eldritch, there are a bunch of mixed bloods. Chwinga, which are kind of like elementals, and they have their own video. Mephits, who look like a mix of Eustace Bagg and Zach Hadel, and they're tiny tricksters, so they're exactly what they look like. Frost salamanders, which no, that's not an elemental, that's a lizard. And I think that's it. If I missed anything, it's because none of them matter or they're from different universes, except for elder elementals. Do you hate the world so much that you want to piss off like 300 elemental spirits by summoning them as a collective demigod? Then go steal a scroll from some mad lad or a government vault and try to start a local apocalypse. Your choices range from the Leviathan, literally the thing from the Bible who God canonically had to kill. It's a funny story because like 50 people tried to figure out what the story actually was, but at its core, God made it and then went, oops, that's too much, sorry, I'm gonna backpedal. And then he made the excuse that he did it to feed people? Even though meat rots faster than that, my guy, you should know. Wait, I lost track, but yeah, end of the world water monster. Next up is the Phoenix, which I don't really like the 5e version of it. The Phoenix came from Greek, which came from Egypt, which is just a fucking stork in the Nile. So they made the Phoenix a big cataclysm. Then we have the Elder Tempest, a living storm, which is horrific if you know Weather Report from JoJo, and the Zaratan. This is the world turtle, but it's not our world turtle. It's its own. It's essentially like a living earthquake, and it's probably bigger than a Tarrasque. Okay, I'm a little out of breath. That's basically elementals. Enjoy the Grim Hollow campaign.